Guys, today in the wood shop, we're going to turn this blank spot into a simple, easy, adjustable parallel clamp rack. If you want to see how that turns out, just stick with us. Okay guys, so you can see the situation I've got going on here. I've got F clamps, squeeze clamps, what we call bar clamps, pipe clamps, and parallel clamps leaning in the floor, kind of making a bit of a mess, and that's something that's been on my mind for a while. Wife and kids are out of town. We're going to take a shop day and kind of focus on that. Got customer projects, but we're going to focus on this one today. We've been too busy with that. But you can see here how this one is constructed. It's literally just a piece of plywood and some plywood rectangles with the corner knocked off, so sort of a triangle. But we're going to do kind of the same thing with that. I'm going to start with a 1x4 against the wall, 45 it for the French cleat, and we're going to build some of these with that 45 cut into them, so they'll mount right there, and hopefully I'll have a piece at the bottom as well that's going to give it a little bit more stability, but I'll show you more about what I'm talking about. But let's get started. First things first is we're going to cut these pieces of plywood. It's a bit of a scrap. This one's a little bit crooked in the way it's cut. We're going to cut these down to about 8 inches in length. That's going to be the hangers. Then we'll work on that French cleat, get these measured up, and start making strips. Next thing we're going to do is measure the French cleat itself. I still have to cut that on there, but I'm going to try to get it right on the edge. And naturally a 1x4 isn't 4 inches. You can tell there we're about 3.5. And I'm going to add an inch to the top, inch to the bottom, so we're going to cut these strips at 5.5 inches. Next, I'm getting ready to cut the French cleat part of this, which is literally just a 45. So I'm raising the blade up, going to tilt it to 45 degrees. And for this, I like to use the little piece off your combination square. So I've got me a stop block set up here on the fence of the miter saw. I've got the pieces here that's going to be our brackets. We're going to cut this line off. We've got this piece notched in, and we'll have these things done. Then it'll be over to the wall to hang them up. So of course your shop is going to be probably different than mine. My shop's actually made out of a metal insulated panel, so there's no actual wooden studs in this wall whatsoever, so everything has to be pretty much sheet metal screws. So what I've done over here, I put a hole roundabout center. I wasn't too concerned where it was at. I put it over here, kind of eyeballed it as far as where I thought this rack should live. Put that one in there. We'll throw a level on here, and with this screw kind of in the middle, we can adjust it without sitting and having to try to fight with it. We'll put this level on here, get all these drilled. We'll start adding these on here, and this thing will be wrapped up. So I moved the tool chest here out of the way just for a split second till we get this thing where we want it to be. And right there is pretty good. Make sure we're still on our mark. And from here we can just start adding these in. Adjust them wherever you need to. We'll get those clamps over here and get those hung up. So guys, what do you think? Not too bad for some construction grade plywood and some 1x4s, huh? Quick little project, didn't take too long. I'd say the most tedious part was just cutting out all the notches for these pieces of plywood here to slide on. They slide easy, have plenty of storage so that when I add more, I've got room. The parallel clamps fit good. They're spaced out the way I like them. Bar clamps, pipe clamps, gets them up off the floor. And in my book, that's a win-win. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff that YouTube likes. We'll see you on the next video.